Hi, I'm Logan Reich. Welcome to Team HawkSat. This is our testing presentation.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Pierce.
I'm Alexa.
And Jamie is not here because he has technical difficulties. We apologize for that.
So first, we'll tell you about what we're telling you about. First off, we have our physical model, then our modification slide, then our vibration test, our vacuum test, our communications test, our plastic recognitions test, our SEU or single event upset test, our thermal test, and our testing overview. So first, our physical model. As you can see, we have all of the parts on here, including the aluminum side rails, various smaller aluminum side brackets to hold it in, all of the acrylic panels, the battery pack, the Raspberry Pi, the camera, the IMU, and the solar panel. The battery pack is hooked up to the solar panel and the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi is also hooked up to the camera and the IMU as well. Some interesting things to note about our physical model will be covered on our next slide with the modifications. So first, our first modification was we had planned in our software overview in our last video to have a power checking system, which was removed due to technical constraints regarding the OS system on the Raspberry Pi. We had a couple of changes in our physical model plan, namely the addition of Velcro to hold on a couple parts, mainly the battery pack, and an additional L brace and standoff to hold the solar panel in place to prevent it from moving around outside of it because of the wires. Additional holes had to be drilled in the acrylic panels to overcome issues in the side rail machining. During that drilling, a couple of the acrylic panels broke, but all of the snap parts are held in place with friction, repaired with plastic glue, and make it totally structurally fine, as you will see in the next couple of slides.
So after performing a couple of measurements, we found that our CubeSat came in under the weight at less than half a kilogram or under 1.1 pound, and also under the expected power as it only used 4.74 watts. We also decided to do a vibration test by placing our CubeSat on top of a filter. At our school, we affectionately call these the green monsters as they make a lot of noise and they also vibrate pretty loudly. So after we placed our CubeSat on top of our filter for like 5 minutes, we found that it showed no visible damage and also our electronics continued to function at optimal capacity.
We then subjected our CubeSat to vacuum conditions for 10 minutes, and we found that it showed, again, no visible damage, and our electronics and software continue to function at optimal capacity. And after that, we performed a communications test in which we successfully connected the CubeSat to the ground station, and the data was sent at approximately the link budget capacity successfully for 10 minutes again. After we performed, we performed our plastics recognition test after, where we brought the CubeSat to the Central Park Reservoir, which is approximately 20 feet above the ground. We directed the CubeSat to observe several pieces of natural plastic waste, and our CubeSat successfully detected every single piece of plastic with no false positives. We detected a piece of blue plastic, a piece of clear plastic, and the CubeSat also successfully did not detect a piece of wood as plastic and a piece of glass as plastic.
For our single event upset test, we turned our CubeSat on near a source of radiation, and we used a smoke detector because it contains americium, which is a radioactive metal. And we did not have any errors because the error correcting code successfully corrected all of our errors. For our thermal test, we put our CubeSat under a heat lamp, and there was no visible damage, and all the electronics continued to function at optimal capacity at 100 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes and 0 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. For our testing overview, the CubeSat successfully passed all of our tests, namely the shake test, vacuum test, communications test, plastic recognition test, single event upset test, and thermal test.
Thank you all for watching. And we
Thank you.
hope you enjoyed the
Thank you.
astronauts on the previous slide.